Good evening, everyone. Again, I'm Denise George, and congratulations, first of all, to all of the honorees today, or tonight, this evening. It is my privilege to introduce our dynamic and inspirational speaker today, the Honorable Premier Cora Richardson Hodge. Now, it is especially a personal honor for me and a personal blessing because not only is she a phenomenal and outstanding woman of distinction, but she is also my first cousin. She's my little cousin, as we used to call her, because I'm a few years older than she is. Her mother and my mother were sisters. And her mother was the late Doris Richardson. My mother, the late Beatrice George, were sisters. And so we grew up very close together. She lived with her family, with Doris and her dad, Kenneth Richardson, and they lived just down the street, just a block down in Hospital Ground. So I knew her from when she was born. I held her in my arms as a baby, when she was a baby. I was still young, but they let me hold her. And I watched her grow up along with all of her siblings, Dahlia, Janelle, Shorna, and Junie. Now, Dahlia and Janelle are sitting right over there at the table with her. And watching her growing up, I mean, Cora May, as we called her as a child, we called her Cora May. She was always very bright, and she had a calm and even temperament. Yet she always had this quiet confidence and a charm that always shone through. So I am so proud to see her as the phenomenal woman that she has become. So I'm going to talk about her. The Honorable Premier Cora Richardson Hodge is truly a trailblazer. She is the first woman to serve as Premier of Anguilla. In addition, that's right, they deserve a special applause. Can't tell you how excited I was when I heard about it. I was like, what? Okay. In addition to this historic role, she serves as an elected member of the House of Assembly and holds several ministerial roles, including Minister of Immigration, Labor, Environment, Constitutional Affairs, Human Rights, Information and Broadcasting, and Gender Affairs. Premier Richardson Hodge is also the leader of the Anguilla United Front. Her leadership journey has been marked by breaking barriers. She was among the first women elected to serve in the parliament in Anguilla since 1984, helping to pave the way for greater representation of women in public life. Before entering politics, Premier Richardson Hodge built a distinguished legal career. She is the founder of the Justicia Law Chambers law firm, formerly C.R. Hodge and Associates. Through her work, she developed a wealth of knowledge and experience in corporate and commercial matters and real estate development, with a significant portion of her practice that was focused on commercial litigation. Her academic journey reflects her commitment to excellence. She earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Environmental Science. She earned her bachelor's degree in Environmental Science from Florida Institute of Technology, followed by receiving her Juris Doctor, or her law degree, cum laude, from Stenson University College of Law in 1999. She then received her legal education certificate from the Council of Legal Education, allowing her to appear before the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. Premier Richardson Hodge is a member of the Bar of the State of Florida, the United States Virgin Islands, Anguilla BVI, and St. Kitts and Nevis. What? While she leads in Anguilla today, she continues to share a very deep connection with us here in the Virgin Islands. As I said, she was born and raised right here in St. Thomas by her mom, Doris Richardson, and her dad, Kenneth Richardson. That's the Anguilla connection. And her mom, Doris Richardson, was a Virgin Islands public school teacher. And her father, Kenneth Richardson, was a contractor from Anguilla. She attended elementary, junior high, and high school in St. Thomas, graduating from the Charlotte Amalia High School with honors in 1991. Her roots, family, and early years are firmly connected to this community, and her leadership reflects the cross-cultural nature of the Caribbean region, where our islands, histories, and people are intertwined. Her guiding motto is simple. It is simple yet powerful. Serve with the heart, lead with the purpose. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Premier Cora Richardson Hodge.
Thank you to my big cousin Denise. Good evening to you, my sisters and brothers. Yes, my brothers, I see you. A special good evening to my two sisters, Dahlia and Janelle, who are here with me this evening. Thank you. And my other family members. And an extra special good evening to all of the Anguillians and those with Anguillian connections who have come out tonight. I bring warm greetings from Anguilla, and I invite each of you to come visit us. We are only one flight away. I am indeed humbled and honored to be featured as the special guest speaker for this International Women's Day event. I wish to first congratulate the DFG Community Impact Foundation of the VI Inc. on the celebration of 5 years of dedication to the women of the United States Virgin Islands. I also thank Mrs. Donna Fred Gregory and the entire DFG Community Impact Foundation team for this special invitation. And I take this opportunity to extend my deep and heartfelt condolences to you on the passing of your mom, Iris. I also wish to extend congratulations to the 2026 Trailblazers, inspirational leaders, and women in the spotlight for their amazing work in their respective fields. You are truly women of substance, and I applaud you. I stand before you tonight with a full heart. For many, I am here as the Premier of Anguilla, and while this is true, this also feels like a homecoming. My siblings and I, as you've heard, were born here in St. Thomas to an Anguillian-born father and a mother whose father was also Anguillian. My journey from being a daughter of Anguillian parents born in the USVI to becoming the first female Premier of Anguilla is a testament to the truth that our Caribbean roots run deep, our resilience is shared, and our potential is limitless. Some of you may be wondering, how did this daughter come to lead a country? Well, gentle listener, that is a story for another day. We are here this evening to celebrate International Women's Day under the theme Give to Gain. The Give to Gain campaign calls on us to embrace a mindset of generosity, solidarity, and collaboration. When we extend our cupped hands before us, we express a universal symbol, one that represents both the act of giving and the grace of receiving. I want each of you to take a few seconds and think about a woman who had a positive influence in your life. For my sisters and me, it was our mother, a home economics teacher who helped shape and guide the many students who passed through her classroom. She taught them practical skills, but more importantly, she taught discipline, dignity, and self-respect. Perhaps for you, it was a sister, an aunt, a family friend, a teacher, or even a school counselor. Think for a moment about what that person did to help shape the woman you are today. There is one unifying truth about each of those women. They gave to you. They gave their time, they gave their attention, they gave their guidance, their encouragement, and their love. And you benefited from that act of giving. Sadly, not every woman is as fortunate. While we have made important strides over the years, we still have further to go. A United Nations report released just days ago warns that women's rights are regressing worldwide as the world navigates democratic backsliding, rising conflicts, economic pressures, and shrinking civic space. There is an increasingly organized pushback against gender equality. Today, women worldwide still only have about 64% of the legal rights of men. 1 in 8 women aged 15 to 49 experienced intimate partner violence in the last year alone. And 10% of women globally continue to live in extreme poverty, a number that has not improved since 2020. These statistics remind us that progress cannot be taken for granted. But statistics only become real when we see their impact in our own communities. In the Caribbean, surveys conducted between 2016 and 2019 in Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago revealed a disturbing picture. Between 39% and 55% of women reported experiencing some form of violence in their lifetime, and 28 to 38% experienced physical or sexual violence from a partner. And here in the US Virgin Islands, surveys have shown that approximately 22.5% of women report experiencing intimate partner violence during their lifetime, while hundreds of domestic violence incidents are reported each year. These numbers remind us that the struggle for safety, dignity, and equality is not distant. It is close to home. But there is also hope, because societies advance when women are supported, protected, and empowered. When governments, institutions, and communities give resources, respect, and opportunity to women, the entire society gains safety, economic growth, and stronger families. For example, many women remain in abusive situations because of economic dependence. When we give equal access to employment, support for women entrepreneurs, and education and skills training, we gain economic independence for women, reduced vulnerability to exploitation, and increased national productivity. Giving women a voice also leads to better policies and more inclusive governance. And giving women support to gender-based violence through partnerships among governments, churches, schools, and civil society creates a society where victims are supported and perpetrators are held accountable. You may be asking yourself, is there anything that we can do? The answer is yes. Each woman here this evening can contribute in ways that strengthen other women and in turn strengthen society. Give support. Ensure victims do not feel alone. Listen without judgment. Encourage them to seek help. Stand beside women when they speak out against injustice. Give mentorship and encouragement. Share your knowledge with younger women and girls. Encourage them to pursue education, leadership, and entrepreneurship. Give respect and unity. Let us avoid tearing each other down. Celebrate the achievements of other women. Promote collaboration rather than competition. And give your time to community efforts. Volunteer with organizations that support women and families and empower the next generation of girls. Empowerment also begins within. To our young ladies especially, value your worth and refuse to accept abuse in any form. And to our women, lead by example and inspire those who will come after us. Ladies, we stand on the shoulders of the strong, resilient women who came before us. Women who pushed boundaries and broke glass ceilings so that we could be where we are today. From St. Thomas to Anguilla, and from the Virgin Islands to every corner of our Caribbean, our stories remind us of one truth. When women support women, there is no limit to what our region can achieve. We owe an obligation to each other, to our daughters, and to the generations of young women who will follow us, to stand firm against the regression of women's empowerment and to end discrimination in all forms. So let this be our promise to one another, that we will give courage where there is fear, give support where there is struggle, and give opportunity where there has been exclusion. And when we do, when we lift one another, protect one another, and believe in one another, we will discover the true meaning of give to gain. Because when women rise, families rise. When women are safe, communities grow stronger. And when women lead, nations move forward. Yes, I said it. When women lead, nations move forward. So together, let us give boldly, stand firmly, and build communities where every woman and every girl can rise without limits. Thank you, and happy Women's History Month to you. Good evening.
Thank you for that marvelous and inspirational speech. Another round of applause for the Honorable Cora Richardson Hodge. And now we are going to get into the award portion of this evening. What I ask is that for your loved ones, if you have brought them flowers or gifts, so that when we call their name, once they take a picture with Donna, that you may come up, present them with those items, and take a picture with them as well. But please make sure to have those items with you and ready to go. Okay? All right. Dr. Alani Gregory will be assisting me with this portion of the evening. Thank you very much. This one is for you. Turn it on when you're ready. Yeah, turn it on there. All right. We will be starting with Deborah.
Well, we started.
Okay.
You turn yours on. All right. Still here after all of that. Hi, everyone. I'm Alanie Gregory. I'm the Vice President of the DFG Community Impact Foundation. And people tell me that I have the same face as my mom. So this is my mom. And I actually live in Washington, D.C., but I love this event so much. I support it from afar. And this year, given the 5-year anniversary, I really wanted to be here. And so I'm happy that despite the rain, we were really hedging our bets the whole time. You all have been so patient with us. And I hope you're having a good time, you had a good meal, and that you continue to enjoy the evening. So these awards, when we think about women in the community, we want to engage women who are doing all types of things, entrepreneurs, creatives, journalists. We don't want to just honor people who are, always in the spotlight. We want to mix it up a little bit. And so this next award are our women in the spotlight. So we're going to start with, we have 14 amazing women. And these women are doing lots of things in the community, whether they own a business and doing community service, whether they are bringing global thought leadership from, nationally to the Virgin Islands, whether they are journalists and influencers or healthcare providers. So we are really excited to celebrate these women. And we hope that you, if you brought something with you, we hope that you come on up, you take a photo, and then you'll exit to stage right, left, right, over there. Exactly. So we're going to get started, and we're going to do this alphabetically. And so if you kind of know where your name is going, you could for family members, you can kind of ease up, get your goodies together, and come on in, because we want to do it swiftly, but we want to make sure you have your time to take a photo. Does that sound good? Awesome. So we're going to start off with our women in the spotlight.
All right, and first we have Deborah Alce Franklin. Guided by faith and resilience, Deborah turned adversity into purpose and now serves the Caribbean community as a compassionate nurse and healthcare leader. Congratulations.
All right, so Deborah and family.
Another round of applause for Deborah. And now we have Cynthia Ambrose. Entrepreneur Cynthia Ambrose has built a career rooted in service excellence, empowering clients and community through her business. The Perfect Image by Cynthia. A round of applause.
All right, and so we can keep it flowing, we're going to ask everybody in the individual's crew to come up all at the same time so we don't have multiple photos, okay? We know that you want to celebrate, but we'll have the photographer around. We can do some photos in the corner and stuff once we wrap up, but we'll ask you all to come in at the same time.
Oh, another round of applause for Cynthia Ambrose. And next we have Dr. Sarah E. Burke. A distinguished Latin leader, educator, media host, and public servant. Dr. Sarah Burke uses her voice and leadership to elevate local culture, strengthen families, and serve the Virgin Islands community. A round of applause. Dr. Sarah E. Burke. Next we have Nisia Fret Myers. With over 46 years of experience, Nisia Myers inspires confidence and creativity through her business, Nija's Unique Creations, while mentoring young stylists and serving the Virgin Islands undeserved community with compassion. Next we have Tamara James. Tamara James is the General Manager of the USVI region and Senior Research Analyst at 13D Research and Strategy, where she connects global ideas with local opportunity, advancing thought leadership in the Virgin Islands. Welcome.
And I'll add that Tamara has been a close friend of the foundation. She supported our National Book Month. She helps with us with fundraising, and so we're really happy to have you as a member of our foundation. right. Next up, we have Charisse Vanessa Jurgen. Charisse? I had to add the Vanessa in there. She wanted to add that. All right. Miss Charisse Vanessa Jurgen is the Director of Therapeutic Recreation for the Department of Human Services and co-founder of the Sparks Youth Group. Both Shayla and I were members of that group. Charisse has dedicated more than 26 years to uplifting seniors and strengthening community life in the Virgin Islands. Charisse Vanessa Jurgen. All right. So next up we have Aparna Nagpal. Aparna is the owner of Caravana. She's a business leader and community advocate who celebrates and strengthens the Indian community, giving back here in St. Thomas and in India through her service leadership and cultural leadership. We have Miss Aparna Nagpal. All right, I love that everybody has their crew. So next up, we have Miss Janice Paris, lovingly known as Jan Jan. Janice Paris has created a welcoming community through her Love City Barbecue in St. John, where food, generosity, and family come together. We have Miss Janice Jan Jan Paris. All right, next up we have Miss Gabrielle Perard. Gabrielle is a journalist and digital creator who amplifies Caribbean stories, culture, audiences across the region and beyond. I also stalk her online, and so it's really lovely to be able to see her here in person. Miss Gabrielle Perard. All right, I was just told to let everybody know it's the last call for the 50-50 raffle. So if you want to get your raffle in, you can find one of our 50-50 raffle folks here. All right, I know this person for a long time. My brother was like, I know Lorena my whole life. And so I'm excited to bring to the stage Miss Lorena Robinson. Through sports leadership and mentorship, Lorena has helped open doors for Virgin Islands athletes to access scholarships and opportunity through her nonprofit, Live Wire Sports. Miss Lorena Robinson. All right. Next up from the island of St. Croix. She flew all the way over here to celebrate with us. We have a few Crucians in the house. We have Miss Halima Roebuck. She is an entrepreneur and media visionary. Halima Roebuck is the founder of a radio station, 101.3 Row FM, WEVI. And she uses her broadcasting, philanthropy, and community initiatives to uplift and empower the Virgin Islands. Miss Halima Roebuck.
And now we have Marsha Taylor. Marsha Taylor has spent nearly 2 decades expanding prevention, recovery, and family support services across the Virgin Islands. Most recently as Vice President for the Village VIPIR West Care Virgin Islands region. Marsha Taylor. All right, and now we have Patricia A. Thomas, founder of the St. Thomas Majorettes. Patricia Thomas has empowered generations of young women over the past 20 years through discipline, leadership, and sisterhood. Patricia Thomas. And next we have Judith A. Watson. Distinguished co-proprietor of the Island Institution Petite Pump Room, Bar and Restaurant. Judith Watson is committed to preserving Virgin Islands culture, heritage, while championing tourism, culture, and community service. Judith A. Watson.
All right, so let's give another big round of applause for our women in the spotlight. And it's also just lovely to see how many of these women are supported by other wonderful women and also men. So we're going to transition now to our inspirational leaders. We have 3 amazing inspirational leaders who are women in the community who have given of their time, their energy, their brain, their homes, and are transforming the Virgin Islands in different ways, whether that be healthcare, whether that's in rooms where we oftentimes don't see women leading, and also in schools. And so we are really excited to introduce these women when we get to the middle of the stage. I've been communicating with these women over the past couple of months, and so it's really nice to see them all in person. So we're going to start with Mrs. Sandra Colborn. I was looking for her the whole night. After 36 years with the Virgin Islands Police Department, Captain Sandra Colborn continues to serve the community despite retiring through leadership, advocacy, especially for elders, youth empowerment, and civic engagement. She called and said, I have 20 seniors I want to bring. I said, bring them. Mrs. Sandra Colborn.
I give you a job and you didn't even need a job because everybody doing a good job.
All right, so this next lady of distinction is actually my soror. Miss Rosalia Payne is a lifelong educator and former superintendent of schools. Rosalia Payne has dedicated her life to shaping young minds and strengthening the Virgin Islands through leadership and community service. You can call her and she will help you out anytime. Miss Rosalia Payne.
And next, for our inspirational leaders, we have Dr. Tess Richards. A proud Virgin Islander and physician leader, Dr. Richards is committed to expanding access to care and strengthening community health through her work at the St. Thomas East End Medical Clinic. Dr. Tess Richards. Please give another big round of applause to all of our inspirational leaders.
Next up we have our trailblazers. So in the name, these are women blazing trails. These are women that are doing really deep work within our communities to change systems, to change, how our children learn and what our children learn. And so I'm really excited to introduce our trailblazers tonight. These are powerhouse women, and when they come up, make sure we give them a strong round of applause, okay? All right, so we're going to start off with Miss Jeanette A. Reimer. Miss Jeanette A. Reimer is a lifelong musician and educator who has spent more than 4 decades shaping the Virgin Islands musical community. She's mentored generations of students and has used music to uplift and inspire. And whenever I hear her, I feel the spirits. Miss Jeanette Reimer. All right, next up we have a visionary public health leader. Dr. Julia Sheen is a visionary public health leader and executive director of the Virgin Islands Diabetes Center of Excellence. As a physician, that is an important part of treating the Virgin Islands community because we have so much a high prevalence of diabetes, and creating this center of excellence is an amazing contribution to this community. So in addition to that, she spent over 25 years advancing health equity and expanding access to care to communities across the Virgin Islands. Let's give it up for Dr. Julia Sheen.
table. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a grand round of applause to all the ladies, the trailblazers, the inspirational leaders, and the ladies in spotlight. All right, and now we are getting ready to a very fun portion of the evening, our fireside chat. Who's going to be the moderator is Dr. AllAhWe Gregory. And we are going to have Dr. Sheen, Miss Reimer, Colborn, and Dr. Richards, who is going to join AllAhWe on this beautiful stage as we have the fireside chat. Ladies, can you please join us?
All right. You know, when we get enough brains around, we can figure out how to sing. This was originally going to be a little bit long, but I'll try to keep it brief since we started a little bit delayed. But I want to make sure we get a wonderful chance to hear from these women. They are, like we said before, inspirational leaders, trailblazers, and it's really important for us to be able to hear what they have to say. So I'm going to start us off with maybe a softball question. Let me back up just a little bit so I can see your faces without being too far away. All right. And we all know who they are, but I'm just going to say really quickly, since we have some folks watching from afar, but we have Dr. Julia Sheen, we have Dr. Tess Richards, we have Ms. Jeanette Reimer, and we have former Captain Sandra Colborn here on the stage with us for our keynote, for our fireside chat. So the theme this year is Give to Gain, and as women, we tend to give a lot of ourselves. So I'm going to start with a rapid fire question. So I want you to fill in the blank, okay? I pour back into myself by
giving to others, identifying what they need, and provide whatever assistance any way I can.
I pour back into myself through prayer, my time with God, daily meditation, beach walks, and of course giving, but it definitely starts with prayer, asking for direction.
I pour back into myself by making sure that I take time to reflect every day. I'm an early bird, so I get up every morning, and it's nice and quiet driving to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's quiet, and you just sit there and you think about all the things that you need to do today for the day, and you think about your priorities and why you do that, and that really helps me kind of reconnect with my purpose. I also spend time with fabulous people, my staff, my friends, my amazing family. And they really restore my energy and kind of renew my perspective, kind of letting me see how fortunate and blessed I am. And that absolutely solidifies the reason that I started a journey of service to begin with.
Thank you. I agree with all of you. I pour back into myself by creating moments of stillness where I can reflect on where I am in my life. I invested prayer, eating well, exercising, spending time with friends and family, and engaging in conversations that really ground me. I think that's really important. And I pour back into myself by just giving to others. I think that's really important and is a part of my purpose.
So I'm going to ask for a second mic so I don't have to keep getting up. All right, so I'm going to start with our two healthcare leaders here on the corner, Dr. Sheen and Richards. So healthcare, as we all intimately know, can be a very challenging but yet extremely rewarding field to work in. What inspires you to give of yourself, your time in the healthcare field, despite a lot of the challenges that come with working in the field?
Okay, well, that's a big question, so you got to give me a minute now because I know you said rapid fire, but it's a lot. I'm going to try to be fast. Okay, very good. All right. So yes, you're correct. It is both rewarding and challenging, and I think both of those pieces, the rewards as well as the sometimes what feel like insurmountable challenges, both really inspire me and keep me going. At the core of it, I am a VI girl. Both sides of my family have been here for generations and generations and generations. So when I finished school, I felt compelled to come back and give back to the community that has meant so much to my family for years and years. That's right, sir. Okay. Sure, my son, that's right. But aside from that, it's the patients in the community certainly inspire me. They come to get care from us, sometimes at their most vulnerable times. The staff, I have the best staff. A lot of them are right over there right now. When the hurricanes hit and everybody else is there taking care of their own hurricanes because their houses were damaged, my staff with their damaged homes were right at Steam CC. We were open. We had no power. We had no water. We had no generator, but we had tables outside in the hot sun taking care of the community because that's what we do. Okay. During COVID, same thing. Everyone's terrified. We don't know. People are dying everywhere. We don't know. People are closing their businesses, closing their doors, not open for the time. Steam CC was there, and that same staff was there every single day, despite their fear, to give back to this community and to take care of everybody. When I started in 2011 as a physician, so I was in that piece. Then in 2023, I assumed a leadership position at a very difficult time for the center. We were in crisis, as you all have heard in the newspapers. We were near closure. And this same staff stuck by me. They trusted me enough to say, yeah, we're going to do this. We got this. We're going to be here. They showed up every day supporting, whether it's I'm putting some bush tea on your table, or some of them over there saying, you don't eat nothing, I'm giving you some food, which they did on a regular basis, or just encouraging texts and emails, or can I just give you a hug? The fact that they showed up every single day saying, we got your back, was really inspiring for me. And it kind of said that this is not just a job to them, but a responsibility and a calling. And then family, the bestest ever, really. From the man in my family, my husband, my father, always supported, always encouraging. My mother, same thing, always encouraging, always supportive. My sister, she had like a great job in the government and decided, I don't want to do that anymore. But like, who does that? Most people do not. But she had the courage to be like, nope, I can do it. I'm leaving this, I'm going to own my own business, and now she's successful at it. So seeing that, and all of the women in my family, my grandmother, she was married, 5 children, but she had a job. She was born in 1919 and owned her own business and got a degree. Doing that in that era is incredible. My great-grandmother, you know that little sign there that says Maud Proudfoot Drive at the bottom of Lincoln School Hill? That was my great-grandmother. She married 2 children, born in 1893, worked, and was really instrumental in bringing welfare here to the territory, so a life of service. And then finally, I'm almost done, I promise. She's like, girl, I told you be fast. My daughter, my little daughter over there, hi Pumpkin, she's definitely my inspiration because I want her to see that regardless of what you look like, what your gender is, where you're from, you can do absolutely anything you want to do if you work hard, you are dedicated and determined, and you're good to people. That's it.
So it sounds like people, family, the community really inspires you and your daughter.
Thank you for that. My greatest my greatest inspiration comes from the patients that we serve. I take joy in hearing stories about patients who prevented amputations or lost a lot of weight. I received a text recently from one of our patients who indicated that she had lost weight, her A1C was reduced, because diabetes is not just a diagnosis, but it affects families, it affects the entire community. I'm also inspired by women who use their voices to create change. And I want to share this quote by Oprah Winfrey. It says, "Service is the rent we pay for the privilege of living on this earth." And that resonates with me because leadership in healthcare is not just about managing systems and, in my case, organizations, but it's about serving humanity. And that's what inspires me the most.
Awesome. So we're going to switch it up to the educator in the house who taught all of us, educators teach all of us. Ms. Jeanette Reimer, you have taught so many people in the Virgin Islands, specifically music, and really helped to transform music education. So I'm going to be a little cheeky and ask you, what lesson have you learned that shapes how you move in the world, how you, who you are in the world? What lesson have you learned that you want to share with this audience?
I learned that although you're a teacher, that you can learn from your students. So that's one of the main things. I have to say that I learned a lot from my students, and I am so truly thankful for God, blessing me to be in a career of being an educator, because today I see a lot of them, and some of them are here this evening. I see a lot of them, as successful, persons within the community, in whatever field of work that they're doing, and it's such an honor. But anyway, I wrote and I said, in addition to me learning from my students, I learned to be patient. I learned to have compassion. I learned to pay attention to not only what is said, but by actions. I learned not to be judgmental. I learned how to not let other persons define who I am, because even within the workplace at times, it got a little bit testy. And so if you don't know who you are, you can actually get, swallowed up. So you have to be careful and not to compare yourself to others. So not just in the education, but also because I'm a professional musician, a lot of times people, they want to compare you to other persons, other artists. And I had to learn how to know who I am and be at peace with my own individual self. And because each of us have our own unique gifts and our own purpose in this world. And those are some of the lessons that I learned. But I'm truly thankful to God for leading me in the path of education, because actually I just wanted to be a musician. I was led to be an educator through the late Lewis Taylor. So I looked at him and I saw him an awesome musician, but he was also pouring back into children, himself into these children. And I said, I want to do that too. And so that led me into that, and I never had a regret. So I'm grateful. So those are lessons I've learned.
You dropped a lot of lessons on us. I love it. I love it. I love it. I briefly worked as a teacher at Cancrine, and I have to say it was the most rewarding job I've ever had. And it took so much out of me to leave, but I knew I wanted to be a doctor. And so being a teacher is such an amazing profession, and we thank you for the work that you do in raising up, our generations. All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit here. And I feel like I have you kind of scoop, are you good? Okay. I don't want to block you.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, you're good? Okay, I'm going to listen to y'all. All right, so Captain Sandra Colborn, you led in a predominantly male-dominated field. The rooms you were in often are filled with men. Can you tell us a little bit about how you navigated that space and any pearls for women in a similar situation where they're in rooms where they might not, always feel represented?
When I joined the force, my first day at work, I passed a room, and in the room they had, I would say 95% of the individuals in there were men. There was one female, Captain Mildred Bailey. I said to myself that day, I will be in that room. You have to know who you are. And when you go into any organization, anywhere you go, your faith is not determined by the person you work with. Your faith is determined by God. What you believe and what you want to achieve leaving that particular mission. As a female, the one thing you don't do, and I did not do, the stereotype, that I phased out. My thing when I went in there was, how do I serve my community? That was my focus. As a law enforcement officer, every day you go to work, you are trying to solve someone else's problem or guiding them somewhere. That was my focus. I knew what the mission of the police department was to serve and protect. I have a grandmother, and I follow in her footsteps. She was always about serving, giving. And I want to, until I close my eye, that is what I'm going to do. So ladies in here, I'm letting you know, you enter a place of work, first know why you're there. I used to always tell the officers that when they come into the door, figure out why you're here, figure out what you're getting paid to do, and make sure you do it to the best of your ability. No matter who you are, when you put your mind to something, ladies, no one can stop you. All you have to do is prepare your path and carry out that mission. That is what I did for 36 years. And I tell everyone when I went to work, every day was like the first day, because I knew I loved my job. I got sworn in, and nobody swore me out as yet. So I'm still serving, and I will continue to serve.
Definitely deserve an amen. All right. So we're going to end with another rapid fire. You guys have actually dropped some gems already, but I'm going to squeeze as much as I can out of you. So this last one, again, another fill in the blank. I want you to fill in this blank. I want the next generation of women and young people, young men, to know.
You can do whatever you put your mind to. It's all up to you. Know your past. Know that history. You have to know the history to understand someone paved the path for you, and do what you need to do.
Well said. So these are the gems I wrote there. I would like for the next generation of the young women to, first of all, know your worth. Because a lot of times in our younger years, we don't really fully understand and know our worth, and it leads us into situations that later on we regret. So, know your worth. Find your passion, because if you find your passion, you're also going to find your purpose. Walk in your truth. Have respect for yourself as well as others. Don't rely on someone else to complete you other than God. And I leave you with this Bible verse: trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. For with God, nothing is impossible. And be thankful. Be at peace with yourself. Be a blessing to others. All right? And have your own identity, but know that, be a blessing to us. Be a blessing to others as God is blessing you. So use your blessings to give back to others.
So, I'm going to try to keep it short. I don't do a very good job of that, but I'm going to try. I guess one of the things that I always try to tell all of the girls that are around me, whether it's my daughter, my nieces, my little cousins, is that when women stop waiting for permission to speak, permission to lead, and start walking in purpose, things just change. Things are just better. So let your voice be heard. Lead. Speak up. Because not only is it okay for you to be a leader as a woman, but they need us there in the rooms where decisions are made. Things are better when we're there. They need us there. So again, speak up, say something. Don't wait for someone to put you at the seat at the table and offer it to you. Go find it, claim it, build it. And when you get there, and this is important, when you get there, bring other people with you. We do not have to stomp on other women. We do not have to be disrespectful, condescending. We don't have to get hard. We don't have to lose our kindness, our femininity, our nurturing souls. We can still be women, and we need to be women. They need that nurturing. They need that compassion. So when you're climbing up the ladder, all the accolades, the recognition, that's not what makes you a good leader. What makes you a good leader is that you're climbing and you're taking people with you. A good leader is not envious. A good leader is not threatened by women who are smart or skilled or successful. They're proud of that. They're proud of the woman who has it going on. And all the pretty shoes I saw here today too, by the way. But a good leader wants to know that I've got this girl and this girl and this girl and this girl, and they've got it going on, and I'm going to climb and I'm going to put my hand out and I'm going to take them up with me. So all the young ladies in the room, find what you want to do with your life. Work hard, be dedicated, and be good to people, and you'll be happy and you'll be a success.
Thank you. I'm going to close with this. I forgot to say thank you, first of all, to the DFG Community Impact Foundation for this recognition. And I also forgot to congratulate the other honorees. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to share this space with you. So thank you. But what I would like the next generation of women to know is that their voices and their ideas and leaderships are needed. Don't wait for permission to lead. If you have a problem, if you see a problem in the community, solve it. Do something about it. Be bold in your vision. Be grounded in service. Lead with integrity, compassion, and courage. So progress is built step by step, generation by generation. The work we do today creates pathways for those who will come after us. So don't forget that.
Awesome. So I wasn't writing it down. I was keeping it all in my head, but I love all of the messages that you've shared. I know the women here resonate with this type of message. We have some young girls here. I hope they're listening. And I'm just so happy to share this stage with you all. And you've really epitomized this idea of giving to gain, right? When we give, we don't just gain personally and professionally, but everybody gains. The community gains, it multiplies. And so I want to encourage everyone in this room or outside here to think about what ways we can give, what ways we can dig a little bit deeper. I know sometimes when we are giving, we can get tired and feel overwhelmed. So you can pause. You don't always have to give fully of yourself all the time. But when the time is right, when your cup is full, I encourage you to give, because as these women have shared, you gain twofold, threefold, tenfold. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing this stage with me. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you to my family for coming from Baltimore.
Oh, awesome.
Gomez, delegation, Dante Calavera, thank you so much for supporting.
Yeah, and for you from coming from St. Croix,
Yeah.
too. We got a few. We have Marsha Taylor from St. Croix. We have a few women that flew on over here. So thank you for making the trip.
Thank you.
Once again, ladies, thank you so much for that inspiring fireside chat. I hope we all gained a little from that this evening. I want to let you guys know that we are tallying up everything for the 50-50. However, donations are still open, and the door prize is still open. She'll be going around with her tablet as well. Before we get into the 50-50 raffle, we do have a very, very special giveaway that I'd like to invite Donna up for. And just so you know, in case you did not want to use the QR codes, just in case you are a little old school and you have it on you, which is perfectly fine, the table right over here to our left, there is a donation box, so you could come and see our ladies at the table. Donna?
All right, thank you. This has been quite an amazing evening, and my heart is full. My heart is full that we were able to do what we did this evening for women in our community. That's what we should do. But this evening, our inspirational speaker was indeed inspirational. Do you agree? Indeed inspirational. Straight out of the U.S. Virgin Islands, now premier of Anguilla. I have Anguilla roots too. I'm a Hajj. My grandfather was a Hajj from Anguilla. So, this evening we want to give you an award. Premier Richardson Hajj, if you can come forward. And while we did not recognize you as one of our trailblazers, I recognize you as one of our trailblazers. So this evening, we present you the DFG Community Impact Foundation of the Virgin Islands Incorporated 2026 International Women's Day and Women's History Month celebration. You are awarded the Trailblazer Award, presented to Honorable Cora Richardson Hodge. Congratulations. Also, the work that we do is we give back to our community. When we have events like these, that's why we ask for donations, that's why we do raffles, that's why we have a cash bar, because all that we do comes back to our community. That's why we do Kids Kitchen. Kids Kitchen, as I shared earlier, is a summer program that we do for our young people in the housing communities, where we go into the communities every Saturday. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, another Saturday. Every Saturday we go into these communities and we serve meals to the children from kindergarten through 12th grade. Every Saturday. And we urge people to come out and join us. It's a really good time. The other thing that we love to do is spend time with our elderly folks. And I'll tell you, since my mom grew into her elderly years, I realized that elderly people are very lonely. And we really have to take time out of our busy schedule and visit with our elderly. Just take a little time out. They really appreciate it. So that's another thing that we do. We celebrate them. We celebrate them for Valentine's, Thanksgiving, Easter, you name it. We are there with them all the time. We play bingo. We just have a good time with them. It's very important to us. And a lot of times they say, well, this foundation don't support men. So we tried a little thing last year for Father's Day. We did haircuts for fathers. So we're working on it. But we really have to support our women in our community. Our women are the backbone of communities of families. But this evening, one of the things that's important to us is that we give back. And we've received donations, and all the things that we do, we give it back. So this evening, we have decided that we are going to present a check. This organization has been around for 20 years. And I've known this lady much longer than 20 years. We haven't seen her in a long time. Quiet fire, but she does so much with young girls in our community. And her organization, while it might seem like it's just coming up the parade, she spends a lot of time developing, I want to make sure I say it right, personality, developing sportsmanship, etc. She spends a lot of time doing that. And we really think it's important that this evening we present a check to the St. Thomas Majorettes for $1,000. Yes. So we're going to ask Ms. Pat Thomas to come up to receive it. And all of her, Alicia, let me give you a joke. So I told Alicia a year and a half ago that I had a little check for her. I can't find a check. I looked all over, and that's why I said to you that this is much more than we were initially going to give you. But we really know that it's deserving. You've worked with these young people for many years, and you give so much of yourself. And we want to say thank you for continuing to pay it forward with the young people in the Virgin Islands.
Good evening. I thank you, the community, for honoring me. Number one, I'll give you a hard time. I hung up on her 3 times. She said, it seems that we have bad connection. I said, I'm hanging up on you. And I apologize. And after I thought about it and encouraged by, see that team over there? There's something else. They encouraged me. My sister, Dr. Carwood, she couldn't be here. She's under the weather. I didn't want her to contaminate all of you. I said, you stay home, But I know she has my back. I'm working with the kids. She's a doctor for the jail, and she said too many young girls are in there. And my good team and we are working hard. My family found this organization, St. Thomas Major Incorporated, and I can't believe it's 20 years. These girls are doing so well, and I'm happy. I told my sister, anyone of them come there, just call me. But they are doing well abroad and on the island. I'm going to continue until I can't do it anymore. And I thank you so much for honoring me, and I apologize to you.
Thank you again, Donna. This is exactly what we mean by give to gain. And truly, 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 every dollar counts. It goes back into the community for events such as this, which was one beautiful event. And now we are getting ready for the 50-50 raffle. I do believe all funds have been tallied.
Right. So we made a lot of money tonight. Y'all really wanted this money. So the 50-50 raffle, the total was $990. So the winner is going to walk away with $495. All right. So you're going to do the honors. Drum roll. Oh, the drum roll.
And the number is 22481-158. 22481-158.
Roll over.
Live, you gotta do it 3 times.
481158.
Going once, going twice. All right. Oh my gosh, did they leave?
Okay, I'm going to do a different color. And that is 906 488. 906 488.
The suspense. We going go back to blue? We're doing it blindly, guys. All right, going once, going twice, gone.
Everyone who has a blue ticket, please take it out. That number is 22481-261.
Nope. Wait, we do this thing wrong? Oh, this is a 50-50, hey. Okay, all right, they went home, so they gonna be salty. All right, we drive. What we no, Jackie, number 4. No suggestion of impropriety here. Oh, 261. Oh, we got a winner. You're lucky, you know, because they nearly forced us.
Taisha Henry.
All right, we got Taisha Henry. You have $495. I know. Oh, I didn't hear you.
All right. So you should have a little purple bag on your tables. And in that purple bag, there's a candle. Can you please pull out your candles? I'm going to ask everyone to please stand. Please stand, pull out your candles, please. If you don't have a purple bag, let us know. Purple bags, do you have more? So folks are raising their hands. Everybody have a purple bag? Don't turn your candles on yet. Well, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Are we ready? Are we ready? We're going to ask the band to give us just a little thing, something very soft, very quickly. Just something, please. Yeah, a little thing. I mean, I would sing for you, but we didn't practice. Be careful. All right. So just a little thing. Just a very quick, small serenade. Nothing long, 30 seconds. No strum, quick serenade. So I'm going to talk over the music, okay? So this evening we gather to celebrate the strength, brilliance, and impact of women. To all the women present, and the men, but as a men too. Please take out your candles and turn them on. Tonight, we honor women who have shaped lives, strengthened families, uplifted communities. And we could come, let's gather in close. Let's come close. Don't be afraid, just gather close, yes. Tonight we honor women who have shaped lives, strengthened families, uplifted communities, and helped change the world. We women are indeed the salt of the earth. The little purple bags that you have, you notice they have salt in them? We are the salt of the earth. For despite the chaos in this world, we have preserved that which is good. We have brought out the best in our children, our families, and in the people around us. We have added strength, wisdom, and flavor to every essence or every space we enter. And we are also the light of the world. So raise your candles. Raise your candles. We are the light of the world. For we have illuminated paths that once seemed impossible. I'm going to say it again. We are also the light of the world. For we have illuminated paths that once seemed impossible. We have shined with resilience, compassion, and brilliance. We have inspired others to rise to hope and to believe. Our presence makes life richer. Our courage makes the future brighter. Our influence makes the world much better. So tonight, let us raise our candles higher to our strength, our grace, our fire, and our light. Let us continue to shine boldly as women. Let us continue to shine boldly and season the world with our talents and our gifts. Here's to us. Here's to us. Women who are both salt and light. That's us. Essential, radiant, and absolutely unforgettable. That's us. So let us raise our candles again. Our lights. And cheers to that. We are the salt of the earth. Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So we have some champagne, so we'll do a quick toast to us. So we're going to ask the honorees to come forward so they can toast with us. And their group photo. Don't forget, we have to do our group photo. Champagne, champagne. We have our champagnes. Honorees, if you could come forward, please. Come there. I'll have one. I can put this down.
All right, we all ready? I'm going to keep this short and sweet because you've been patient all night. So we're going to raise a glass. You don't have to raise your light. We gave you 2 things to hold on to, but we know you can handle it. So you're going to raise a glass, and we're just going to say cheers on the count of 3 to women, okay? We're going to say cheers to women. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Cheers to women!
No, they have to collect it.
Oh, so we're going to take an official picture without the glasses. So if you want to, we don't want you to chug it down, but maybe like, yeah, without the glass if you can. So this is the class of 2026. You all look so young and sprightly. So before we still have we're going to wrap it up. But don't leave yet. We're going to wrap it up. So So we collected some names before we jump into our closing remarks. We collected some names. We have one last door prize. Natara, come to the stage. And this door prize is from a woman-owned business, Aura Boutique. She prepared a beautiful bag with lots of goodies in it. So Natara, where are you?
Yeah. Tonight. How you feeling? Energy. You wanna party? Somebody say yeah.
All right, before we say good night for the evening, the door prize winner goes to Alana Lavinier. Is she still here? Alana? Alena? Angela Payne? Angela Payne! All right! There we go. And here's your lovely gift.
Two, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here tonight. We have Top Notch that's going to take us through. I do want to give some acknowledgments to our great supporters this evening. Yacht Haven Grand, VI Lottery, Best Taxi LLC. Thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure being your mistress of ceremonies. Have a great evening and everyone get home safe. I am so sorry. Volunteers, are my volunteers still here? I know it's getting late, but thank you so much. You guys helped us so much and we appreciate you guys for being here.